Well, sending kids to camp for the first time. Whew. You know, you think the kids would be scary, but I have to say, as a parent, I was really scared to send her away. So, to answer some of those questions on how us parents can prepare to send our kids away to overnight camp this summer is David Framoyle, who is with the YMCA, and he's Executive Director of Camp Services for Camp Sky Y and Chauncey Camp.
Correct.
Okay, up in Prescott there.
Yes.
Okay, well, so David, being as such that you have been in this business for a long time and you actually are on those camps, because that's how we've met, what is the foremost important thing that parents should know when choosing an overnight camp?
The best thing to do is to look at whether the camp is accredited by the ACA, which is American Camp Association. That is the best management practices for a camp. And it goes through a number of standards. So they think of everything, whether it be medical, safety, the emotional well-being of a camper. And a camp that is accredited follows all of those strict policies.
Okay, so it kind of has that holistic approach.
Absolutely.
Where they know everything in terms of nurturing your children, plus meeting their needs and making sure they have enough food to feed your kids. Okay, I like that. So when it comes to after you choose an accredited camp, how do you know if your child is ready for overnight camp? I mean, that's a really hard one for parents, you know, because you're letting go of that leash and you're letting them spend the night with people you may not know.
It absolutely is. And if your son or daughter has spent the night at friends, some strange, you know, someone they just met school-wise, that type of thing. If they made it through the evening and you didn't get a phone call, they're getting ready for it. The other thing to do is when you go up for a tour or you take them to camp or an open house, you can see and sense by your son or daughter how they feel about that. They see the cabin, they see some of the staff. You can tell whether they're ready. Are they excited on the way home? Do they feel like they're asking you a number of questions or what the program's like? You know you're pretty close to letting them go.
Okay, so I guess it just depends on the individual child and their maturity level. So it can be a child as young as, you know, 6 maybe and up from there. Okay, now, one of the things that I was reading that you advised is to check out the camp. Make sure that they have plenty of food.
Correct. Always look at the menu. It seems to be mothers and fathers, they look through the program, they're like, oh, that's a beautiful ropes course, pool, whatever it be, and then they go right to the dining hall. Can we see a copy of your menu? How much food's there? Is there enough snack?
Right.
My child eats a lot, or my child is very picky.
Okay.
So go through that and ask them.
And in addition to checking out the facility, you want to make sure that everything's clean and your kids are going to have good hygiene. And before we start talking about this real quick, I also want to address one more thing. You were saying that it's very important that parents ask a question if your child has special needs, like takes special medication or has food allergies.
Absolutely. It's great to know if the camp would like to know that prior to it. Some camps specialize in that, and most of them are aware of it, and when they look for staff and we hire staff, we certainly talk about that during the interview process. Okay,
well, let's get to this stuff that we have here on the table. Okay, this is the fun stuff. Packing.
Packing.
Hate it! So, what are some real quick do's and don'ts when it comes to packing your kids for camp?
Check with the camp. Almost all of them have
numero uno. So check with the camp's list and stick with the list for that camp.
Sure, and call if you want, because there might be something special. They give a general list, but there might be something special that you want to do it.
And so some things that you said that we should consider as parents is money, whether your kids should take money or not to camp.
Sure, some camps have a credit, like a debit account, so you would put money in before, so they don't have any cash with them.
Okay. What about electronics? Should your kids take that?
Electronics, most of the time, most camps say no. Okay. Unless some of the older camps, they may allow music, but for the most part, no.
Okay. And what are some other things that these are typical things that you want to pack? Clothes.
Certainly.
You got your backpacks. And give me one more don't.
One more don't?
Yeah, don't pack. Don't take your pet frog home.
Don't take any clothes that you don't want to see filthy and horrible. I always tell parents, bring the old favorites and not the new, like those sneakers. They're well worn, so they're comfortable.
So they can get thrashed.
Yes, exactly.
Because you know your kids are going to leave them behind. And take a disposable camera. Don't let them take the expensive digital camera. David, some really good advice, and thank you for coming all the way to the Valley from Prescott. We appreciate it. And we'll have more details of the camps and some do's and don'ts on our website.